I'm already disappointed I haven't used it yet. Look how flimsy that is. It's chaos in here, it's chaos. I don't think it's really good for this. This is for a sugar dispenser. It's almost like a fidget measuring spoon. Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm back with two kind of weird kitchen gadgets that supposedly help you level up your measuring game. So let's jump right into it with the first item, which is this, which is supposedly a measuring spoon. Let's take a look at these Polygons measuring spoons. Now there's no Amazon listings for this one, and it was on Kickstarter something like 8 years ago. Apparently those who funded it years ago are just now getting their products, even though it's already been on sale online. That hasn't set well with some original backers. This one arrived in my P.O. box with no solicitation, no letter, nothing. It's just a complete, just sent randomly. But I did find it online for about $23.99, and they have it in 4 colors. Open up inside here, not much to it. Let's take a look at one of these. The claims that these are flat measuring spoons. That's pretty flat. Each one can be folded into 3 different sizes. Let's see here. You can see all the different folds there. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh, very interesting. Very interesting. They say it lays flat for easy storage. That is pretty flat. They say it measures 0.1 inches when folded flat. They're magnetic. It can even be used as a bookmark in a cookbook. They say it can be used for powders or liquids. Now, all I found about this was some angry Reddit posts about people who hadn't got theirs yet. Those people originally funded it years ago. So even though these have some kind of initial drama, I'm gonna ignore the drama and see if they actually work on their own merits. Looks pretty simple, so let's try it out. All right, it's time to get started with these now. Now, I looked over the instructions. I went to the website, looked over their videos. The measurements included are teaspoons on this side, 2, 1 1/2, milliliters on this side, 30, 15, and 7.5. The measurements over here are 1 teaspoon, half teaspoon, quarter teaspoon, or 5 milliliters, 2.5 milliliters, or 1.2. Now, it's not really that easy to see, but I think after you're used to it, you'll probably just know which is which. Let's take a closer look here. They've got some basic instructions here. So what you're supposed to do is there's 2 little notches here which show you where to hold it at, and then you just kind of fold it together. And right here we have 2 tablespoons. And then we can pinch it together to make 1 tablespoon or half. Very oddly satisfying, I will say, because those magnets do work. So 2, 1, half. And similarly on the small one, we have 1, half, and a quarter. So it kind of feels kind of cool to do that. It's almost like a fidget measuring spoon. And they are magnetic, so they can stick to your fridge or other places, so that's kind of cool too. Aesthetics are one thing, how about function? First thing I'm gonna do is compare it to a regular spoon, and just to make sure that it's actually measuring properly. I've got a bowl of sugar here. I've got 2 1, so that's gonna be 1 tablespoon, and here is a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon. First up, oh, they say you're supposed to grab it from the top here when you're scooping out, so the magnets stick together. All right, so that's 1 tablespoon. Let's pour it into this tablespoon to make sure it's actually accurate. All right, it does seem to be about right. It does seem to be about right. Let's just pick another random measurement here. Let's go to half a teaspoon. Pour into this half teaspoon. And it does seem accurate. All right, let's try one more accuracy test here. Put a teaspoon on my scale here. Okay, so it's zeroed out here. Now 1 teaspoon of sugar is 4 grams. Try the Polygon now. We have the scale zeroed out. And the teaspoon is a little bit awkward because it's very long. That should be 4 grams. And it is 4 grams. There we go. Let me revisit this sugar here now. It's kind of weird with the teaspoon because it's so long. This teaspoon is nice and round. It's easy to scoop out. That's pretty simple. But with this teaspoon, because you have to kind of fill all the way to the back, you have to kind of scoop more deeply and shake it off. I guess it's not too bad. It's just a little bit different. That's 1 teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon. I don't know, I kind of like it. There is something kind of satisfying about it because you can have 3 different measurements pretty quickly there. Something else I'm noticing is there's like some sugar residue on the Polygon that is not on the measuring spoon. That's kind of weird. Let's move over some flour now with some bigger measurements here. All right, so 1 tablespoon of the regular measuring spoon. Pretty simple. Now this is going to be 1 tablespoon of the Polygon. I guess that really isn't too bad either. It does seem to work. But what I just noticed here is that when I try to close it up, because that flour's in there, the magnets aren't sticking. That's not good. Can't go from one to the other without cleaning it off first. Just try wiping that down a little bit, because it is sticking to it. All right, it did stick. You have to just wipe it off. It did not like the flour. The flour prevented the magnets from sticking. I will say the folding mechanism does feel pretty intuitive. I mean, going from 2 to 1 to a half, I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, it's really not that hard. And I do like that it goes flat like that. And let's try some liquid now and see if it actually holds water. So let me see if I can go to the smallest amount of water here and if it leaks or not. Now it does not look like it is leaking. It seems like those magnets are keeping it sealed in the back there, so it's not leaking into the back section, so that's good. Try it with a larger one now. Is it leaking into the back? It is not. It is watertight, so that's good. Now something the website says that it's good for scooping and spreading soft ingredients, so I've got an idea for that. This is their claim, not mine. This is what they say. They say scooping and spreading, so let's do some spreading now. Now normally if I'm going to spread some peanut butter, I don't measure it out, but in the case of this demonstration, let's do that. I've never actually measured my peanut butter for my sandwiches before. Let's say I use a tablespoon of peanut butter. That might be way too much. I don't even know. Let's just see. Let's see if I can scoop out some soft peanut butter out of here. This is a real world situation. This is not even some just freshly opened jar. I got to dig in there a little bit. That's what we want. We want a real world situation. Now I'm supposed to hold it up close, but I'm going to get my fingers all in the peanut butter there. Okay, well it came apart a little bit, but I guess that's not, in this case I'm a little forgiving. But I mean, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Oh, what a big old mess. Who uses a measuring spoon for peanut butter? I don't. But if you're making a recipe that calls for peanut butter, you might. But in my case, they said scoop and spread. The scooping part worked pretty well. Let's try the spreading. Now I think what you can do is open this up and then use it like a knife. But it's so flimsy. How are you gonna spread that? Oh, this is not good for spreading. Get out of here with that. Come on. But you know what though? I need more peanut butter. I need more peanut butter, so let's try some more. I don't think it's really good for this. I don't think it's really good for, oh, getting peanut butter everywhere. It's just all over the place. I mean, look at it. Look how flimsy that is. I might as well just use my fingers at this point. Wow, that's, okay, I don't know about the spreading part. The measuring part wasn't so bad really, but the spreading part, I don't know about that. It's just so, how are you supposed to spread something that's with that flimsy of a surface? You can't spread with that, get out of here. And now I gotta wash this off because I want to put some honey on the other side of bread. You know what's interesting about the cleaning this off is if you get something in the cracks and crevices, all you do is just fold it and you can kind of get in there easily. So it really isn't that bad to clean by hand. But our measured out peanut butter sandwich is not done yet. We need to add something else to it. I'm gonna go with a half tablespoon of honey here. As with the water, the honey is not leaking, so that's a good thing. Now let's see if we can convert this to a spreading tool, which did not work so well with the peanut butter, but this is a different texture, so let's try it out. Now we can just spread it on the bread. Well, that's spread more easily. I guess I didn't use enough. I've never really measured out how much honey to put on my sandwiches, so I guess that wasn't quite enough. It spreads okay. I'd probably stick with a knife or something like that. I do wonder about the durability. I mean, something like a measuring spoon, there is really no durability. These things will last forever. But something like this, will it last forever? I don't know. Will these magnets start pushing through the surface? Will the magnets hold over time? I don't know. That's something I'm gonna have to test long term because I'm not sure about that right now. Right now, they seem like they're pretty strong. Will they stay strong over time? We shall see. Will it stick to my fridge? It does stick to the fridge. Would you measure out something that's been stuck to a fridge though? I don't know. Is that sanitary, having it stuck to a fridge? I don't know. But it does stick. It's kind of cool. All right, so in the end, I'm kind of on the fence about these. I mean, they seem a bit gimmicky, a bit of a novelty item, and definitely expensive for measuring spoons. But they do kind of work. I mean, in most cases, I did seem like the measurements seemed accurate. It did seem it was pretty easy to scoop thing. It was watertight. The spreading part, I wouldn't use at all. So I don't know, I can see why this would be appealing to some people. If you already have measuring spoons, which most people do, you're not gonna get much of an advantage unless that much space really matters to you. But I'll keep using these over time and let you know how these magnets hold up. Next up, I have a product that supposedly makes your sugar dispensing easier. Let's see how my test went, starting with the unboxing. In this nondescript box is the Honey Can Do Sugar Dispenser. I paid $8.68 for this, currently has a 4.0 star rating. This is multifunctional sugar dispenser on there. Pretty minimal instructions, although there's assembly required. Kind of surprised about that, and it's a bit smaller than I thought it was gonna be. And there's something inside there as well. Something's sliding around. But before we get into that, the claims are that you can get perfect portion control with sugar, salt, or other sweeteners. Dispenses a consistent amount with each squeeze of the lever. Dispense 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, or 1 teaspoon. Also includes a sprinkle setting when you just need a pinch. Keeps out moisture and preserves freshness. Now, people online who like this say the mechanism works well and it dispenses accurately. They also say it provides a more elegant storage solution. Now, some people online didn't like it. Some people said it wasn't easy to switch between the measurements, not durable, or it can be messy to use. Now, I will say this handle, it looks like it's metal, but it feels like cheap plastic to me. Cheap. It's just cheapness. This is just covered in cheapness. So let's open this up here and see what we got. After seeing this, I'm a little bit daunted by this gadget now. It's supposed to be easy, right? What do we got? I don't even know what we got in here. What do we got in here? Do you really have to reassemble it each time you want to change measurements? Come on, man, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be alternate dial and just go with it. I'm already disappointed. I haven't used it yet. I haven't used it yet. I'm already disappointed. I'm already disappointed. So it looks like we've got half a teaspoon inside there, a 1/4 teaspoon here, and 1 teaspoon there. Oh man, why can't you have a dial in there? Anyways, let's follow his instructions here. Step 1, select which measuring tool to use. I'm going to switch over to, I want to figure out how to replace this before I even get started. So let me figure that out. So right here, there's an open and a lock lever. It's right in the center though. I'm reading this first step here, and it's one long sentence. Insert the measuring tool into the handle by tilting it slightly and lining up the groove in the tool with the round notches in the handle. When inserting, have measuring tool facing up with the openings facing. My goodness. This is for a sugar dispenser. Come on, man. Like, do I literally have to disassemble the entire thing just to change the measurements? All right, so it came out. This is how you do it. All right, so that's it. So if you want to change your size, you stick this in there like that. Put the handle back in, and then you're good to go. It doesn't seem real intuitive. I mean, it seems like kind of a lot to just change your measurement. All right, so I'm just going to pour some sugar in here and see what happens. I think this is the feature where you can just do a dash of sugar. Let's see. Oh yeah, just a little pinch of it. That's kind of nice. Now we're getting somewhere here. All right, so we have the 1/2 teaspoon measurement in here. Let me see how it comes out of here first. Is that a 1/2 teaspoon? It seemed like a lot. I'm gonna put it right below it and see what happens. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is a 1/2 teaspoon, maybe it is. So right now I can do 2 measures. I can do a pinch, which is out of the top from this dial right here. Pinch. Or I can do a 1/2 teaspoon from the bottom. Both seem to work pretty well, so that's a good thing. But what if I want to switch? What if I want to use 1 teaspoon? Let's try that out now. So I wonder if I can leave it in there without having to take the sugar out. Let me see if I can do that. So I'm going to turn this dial here to open, I believe. I got it out once before. How's that work? You're supposed to turn this and lift it up slightly. I've been lifting and nothing's happening. And now it's not even opening. I'm going to try this one more time here. Pushing the handle in while holding the dispenser upside down and turning the screw at the bottom to the left marked open. And it's not opening. I don't know about this, man. Let me empty this out. Wow, it's very crunchy. Listen to the crunching. Oh, now it comes out of the handle. Get out of here, man. Oh, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. It's chaos in here. It's chaos. Now I'm just trying to get this handle off of here. It is not opening. And you have all this like sugar residues like dropping everywhere, some spilling every time I pick it up. I had to turn the camera off and play with this for a while. I finally figured it out. First of all, I mean, my hands barely fit in there. It's already difficult as it is. Turning it, no matter what I do, doesn't get that off there. So I got some needle nose pliers and I just pull the tab off. I just pull the tab completely off. And now I can open it up. I mean, that's ridiculous. Get out of here with that. See, their instructions say to lift slightly. I was lifting slightly, but my hands couldn't really reach in there very well. So I actually just pull it completely out. So then you have to pull this, go down all the way until it stops and then tilt upward. I mean, this is just to change the size. This is just to change the size. I got it out. Smooth as silk, smooth as silk. Let's go to 1 now. This is horrendous. This is horrendous. I think this is it. I hope this is it. All right, now we can shove this tab back in there. It was supposed to be lifted slightly that I had to completely remove. All right, there we go. Oh, that just fell out. It just fell out. This is not going well. All right. Now we're up to one. I got mess all over here. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. Got a mess all over my table. I'm not feeling this product at all. All right, here we go. I'm gonna fill this back up again. Can it redeem itself? Let's see. Adding the sugar once again. Listen to all that crunchy when you add the top to it. Now after the very simple removal of the measuring tool, here we go. Try for 1 teaspoon and let's see how it looks. All right, well, maybe that did work. Let's see. Let's try it into a teaspoon and see how that works. See how accurate I can get. Well, you know, it does seem pretty accurate. It seems like it's an actual teaspoon. All right, so as far as I can tell, if you plan on not changing the tool, which is a big pain, and who wants to change a tool every time they want to change a measurement? I'd rather just change spoons and I could be done in a second rather than fumble with this and having to pull a tab out and put a tool in there. And what are you supposed to do with these when you're not using them? They're gonna be in a drawer, gonna get lost. I don't know. But if you're not planning on changing the measurements, it actually might work pretty well. It seems like it dispenses it. Accurate amount pretty easily. It seems cheaply made. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. And fumbling with this part, if you have even normal size hands, that's kind of a pain too. So basically, if you plan on using it for just one specific measurement and not switching the tools, it'd probably be great. Otherwise, not so much. Well, that's it as far as this video goes. These are kind of interesting gadgets. I think the measuring spoons, I'm not sure, they seem kind of situational. I'm not sure they're better than a normal spoon, but they are kind of interesting. They are different, but different doesn't always mean better. I'm definitely gonna put them in my drawer and I'm gonna try to keep using them and see how long they hold up over time. As far as the sugar dispenser goes, I'm just gonna leave one size in there and just go with that. I don't wanna be fumbling around with these tools all the time. And I'll see how long this holds up over time. But that's all I've got. If you've used the Polygon spoons or this sugar dispenser, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching and I'll see you next time.